Hello! It is Monday of the fifth week in Easter, and our reading today is out of Colossians chapter 3, verse 18 to chapter 4, verse 18, the end of the letter. Now, Paul covers a lot of ground here. He begins by talking about the Christian home, about husbands and wives, parents and children, and of course in the world of the New Testament, masters and slaves. He talks about the importance of prayer and praying for him and his companions. He talks about the importance of wisdom and walking in wisdom, and of the way that we speak, that our speech be seasoned. But in all of these things, I'd like to focus in on one thing, because I think it covers all of them. And it's in the passage that talks about masters and slaves, verses 23-24. Because Paul uses the same term to refer to his relationship to Jesus. So I think that we can look at this as an example of how we do everything, because Paul tells servants, slaves, that they should do everything heartily as to the Lord, because it's from the Lord that they'll receive their inheritance and their reward. And we need to do everything, whether it's in our relationships as husbands and wives, as parents and children, as employers and employees, since we have a much less forced labor system now, whether it's in prayer, if we look ahead into verse 6 again, whether it's in walking in wisdom, whether it's in the things that we say, all of these things we should do heartily as to the Lord, realizing that our reward is from Him for the things that we do. I want to encourage you with that. I want to encourage you that in everything that you do it as you're doing it to the Lord. Let your relationships reflect your relationship to the Lord. Love others like you would love the Lord. Treat your husband or your wife like you would treat the Lord. Treat your parents or your children the way that you would treat the Lord. Treat your employers or your employees the way that you would treat the Lord. I think that's very important. In your prayer life, be earnest and hearty in your prayer life because you're praying to the Lord. Ask heartily for wisdom. And be very conscious that even when you speak, it's as if you're speaking to the Lord. In all of those things, do everything heartily to the Lord, for there is your inheritance and your reward. I want to encourage you with that today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.